Yo, 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 yo. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max and Juan cast. Look, we got some breaking news. We don't do this
Toot,
often.
toot, toot, toot.
This is the off-season edition of MJC Sports Breaking News. We got Jalen Ramsey going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. We got Minkah Fitzpatrick going back to the Miami Dolphins.
To Skyami.
Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment down below. What do you guys think of the trade? Me and Max just want to give our thoughts. Little quick clip for you guys. Max, first initial reactions after you say the full trade details.
Okay. So Jalen Ramsey and tight end Jonnu Smith are going to Pittsburgh in exchange for Minkah Fitzpatrick and a pick swap. Picks are not important. It's a 5th and a 7th. Nobody cares. When I heard this trade, I was like, this doesn't make any sense to me. Not because Minkah's this great asset or Jalen Ramsey's this great asset. In my brain, I'm just thinking, you just signed a 42-year-old quarterback. Why would you trade away any good players you have? Isn't it like all hands on deck? And in my mind, I can't imagine it was more than a 4th or a 3rd for Jalen Ramsey at this current stage. So, I mean, just let it go. You're not going to draft a player in the 3rd round 99% of the time that's better than Jalen Ramsey is right now. So I don't get it. Juan was really, I can't wait to hear your reaction because we texted a little bit and I'm just, let me hear what you think. I'm kind of like, what's the point of this?
Yeah, look, I text Max. I was like, I don't feel like there's a winner necessarily in this trade. I was just more shocked that Jalen Ramsey went for that much. You know, I think Minkah.
Don't you mean Minkah?
No, I don't. I feel like I would rather take Minkah. He's younger. I know he's making a little bit more money than Jalen Ramsey, obviously. But why wouldn't you just why
Minkah? How much is Minkah worth?
I think the big thing with this whole trade is you said it best. Why wouldn't you just keep Minkah and just trade for Jalen Ramsey?
Yeah.
I don't know why they had to give up Minkah.
What is Minka's value to you? I don't. That's what I'm asking for. Maybe Arthur Smith. Maybe this was all playing.
I feel like it's more than Jalen Ramsey, old ass. That's what I feel like.
My reaction is like, oh, okay, we're just trading trash. Like we're just trading a bum for a bum. I hate to say it. I know Minka's not a bum. But I feel like this trade is getting reported like it's 2 superstars when it's like 2 guys who were superstars, and they're no longer that.
I know Minkah. I know Minka's had a down year. I know you have never really been the Minkah guy.
They're both in decline. They're both in decline. Wouldn't you say? That's why I'm like, why is there so much like craziness about this trade? It's just like, oh, you have an old asset that you don't really want anymore. We have that too. You want to trade him? Maybe we'll like it better. And now my question is, Jalen Ramsey is going to play where exactly? He's going to play slot? Nickelback?
I think it'll be foolish. I was texting Max this. I think it'll be foolish not to try him out at safety full time.
So then my retort would be, you already know how good Minkah is at safety. You think Jalen Ramsey can be better right now, never playing the position in the NFL?
I would say this. He's played it a little bit in the NFL. He's played a little bit of safety very briefly. But if you guys don't know, watching him as a prospect coming out of Florida State, he was a pretty damn good safety. That's what was Jalen Ramsey's calling card. He was versatile. He played corner and safety at Florida State. So to me, I feel like Jalen Ramsey, we're into the tier series right now. So this is who pops up in my head. It's like, who had that transition? Great corners. It's like Rod Woodson, Charles Woodson.
Okay.
But look,
a little bit Glaze. He's not those guys.
I mean, he's a great corner.
Don't do too much.
He's a great corner.
You're doing too much. Don't do too much. Don't do too much.
We talked about him in the all-time guys. All of a sudden, he's not an all-time guy?
Respectfully, you're a bum. Respectfully. Look, he's fine.
Max. That's the best case scenario.
What is his value? What the?
It's not Minkah Fitzpatrick.
I think Arthur Smith wants Jonnu Smith. This is like the 3rd time Arthur Smith got Jonnu Smith. This was a ploy. This was a smokescreen. Jonnu Smith was the guy. Oh, I will say, go out on a limb and say Jonnu Smith will have more of an impact than Jalen Ramsey will for the Steelers, just based on my premonitions. again, for Miami, I feel like this is just the writing on the wall is getting even worse. You're already hearing stuff.
Okay,
Like,
so if you're looking at it from a Steelers fans aspect, and I'm gonna try to
I'm
talk my
hyped.
I'm
I'm hyped.
gonna try to talk myself into it. This is how I talk myself
Yeah.
into it. Jalen Ramsey is gonna have a transition like Charles Woodson and Rod Woodson did at safety. He's gonna become an all-pro safety, arguably.
Him
And
and Aaron Rodgers are going to be best buds.
oh, best buds. Oh, I can't wait for the DK Metcalf and Jalen Ramsey fights in practice.
My
I
God.
can't wait.
Wow. What could go wrong?
So the
Dude,
competitive
I think they should trade for Pickens back. I think that's what they're missing.
the competitive spirit is going to be floating in the air in Steelers practice. Right now, they're struggling to sign TJ Watt. TJ Watt's in contract negotiations with the Pittsburgh
Yeah.
Steelers. So we'll
Probably
see
don't
how
need
that
him.
goes. But I guess like you want Jalen because of the championship pedigree, the veteran pedigree, I guess, because if you're looking at it from Max's standpoint, it's like he's arguably better than Minkah, if not the same. You know, it's not like you're getting a downgrade if you feel like Minkah is that much on a down of a decline. So he may be a better fit, better player. So Pittsburgh is happy. When you look at it from the Miami Dolphins aspect, I really don't know. I don't like.
Dude, I think Miami's a mess.
I would
think Mike
flip
McDaniel-
Minkah again. Honestly, I would
Oh,
try
why
to.
not? I mean, I guess they lost Javon Holland. They needed him.
Yeah.
Maybe. Who's their corners in Miami? Last I checked, nobody that noteworthy.
Yeah, it's. I think it's tough
I'm
right now. They're
curious.
looking for it. They're in the tight end market. I would hope so.
Oh no, really? I mean, look, I'm gonna pull up their depth chart real quick, but I think there's a lot of bad vibes in Miami going on right now. So right now, the corners are Cater Kahoo, Ashton Davis, Storm Duck.
Yeah, I feel like
That's
the
a
next
name.
move, Max, is honestly,
Dude,
like you're kind of.
Juan, can you buy me a Storm Duck jersey? That's their starting cornerback, Storm Duck.
I mean, watch him get
That's
like
confidence.
watch him get 3 picks on the Raiders, though. I'll tell you that much.
The Duck game.
But yeah, the Dolphins, man, I don't like the direction that if I had to pick a winner, I would obviously go with the Steelers. I feel like at least they get Ramsey. I mean, that's not saying much. Obviously,
This trade has no winners. It's just a questionable move on both sides. I feel like they're both hoping for something they're not going to get. And if I'm Pittsburgh, like I said, I would just trade for Jalen Ramsey outright if I want him that badly.
Yeah.
Maybe it was more about just dumping Minkah. Maybe they were just over his crap. Maybe he was malcontent. But, Jalen Ramsey, great locker room guy. Always. Never been a bad guy.
Exactly.
Never been a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So,
honestly, I feel like Miami's kind of they're in that weird state where it's like, hey, maybe you should rebuild here. Maybe you should tear it down.
they should.
They got older guys like Tyreek Hill's not young, not young at all.
Maybe they should go blame it all on Vic Fangio again. That'd probably solve it.
Oh my goodness.
That fixed it.
You gotta love that. But the Steelers are going to continue to pay money on the defensive end. They're one of the highest paid defenses in the league. To me, I would have went to go get more offense, man. And I like you said, I would have been happy with them keeping Minkah Fitzpatrick. I know they got DK.
Jonnu.
I know they got DK Metcalf too, but it's like I feel like they need even more. That's just my opinion.
I'm gonna go on a limb and just say this before. This is my last thing I'm gonna say. Jonnu Smith,
Pro Bowler.
Let me read you the numbers. When he's with Arthur Smith, he's a 500-yard guy, 600 yards, some touchdowns. But when he's not with Arthur Smith, other than Miami, he's bad. So I feel like he's gonna come crashing down. I don't get fantasy advice a lot. Don't touch Jonnu Smith with a 10-foot ball.
Oh no, you're completely wrong. Fantasy guys are slobbering all over the mouth for Jonnu right now.
Dude, I bet you $100 he ain't gonna do crap.
We'll see. All right, but I think that's gonna do it, man. We'll check you guys out next time. Thank you for tuning into this MJC breaking news. See you guys next time. Peace.
Everything ain't what it seems. Glittering gold both ways. Not on my team. This organic, we don't buy.